Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to a special reading session. What I have been doing lately is when I don't complete quite as many free readings as I would like in the morning session, because I get some great donations that help me do all of this that I do. So I like to come back on and complete some free readings because it's part of what I enjoy doing, because I know not everyone can donate and not everyone has funds. So this is what this is about. That's why there's no chat in this one, because I'm not accepting new questions for this session, but I'll be back in less than 2 hours for my evening session, and in about an hour or so, depends on how long it takes me to go through these, I'll be putting out an announcement for my next live, and you can jump in early and actually get in line, and put your questions there. So we will jump in, and I am going to be using this beautiful Dream Raven Tarot. It's a wonderful gift that was sent to me from one of my praying mantis members, Julia. Thank you so much, Julia. And a beautiful deck. So we'll get started here. I'm going to shuffle up. All right. And let me just grab my yin yang rings here, and we will get started. So let me just move this over, and we will start with angel blessings, is who we left off with. So thank you, all of you, for your patience in getting into the free readings. And you want to know higher self messages for your love life. So let's take a look here. All right. And see what spirit has here for you. Okay. All right. Well, I like this for you. A lot of heat. Whoa, what's this passion coming in? Because you've got the magician card, which is about initiation, about putting forward, and whatever you focus your energy on is what is going to grow and expand. And we've got here this, the magician is usually holding the magic wand to the heavens, and it is this representation of your power and your energy, your power of creation, and drawing into your life whatever you focus on. And I like that you're really stepping into your power here, because you've got both the 9 and the 10 of wands too. So a lot of passion, a lot of fire, a lot of energy being expressed. And I like this about you not holding back, you expressing how you feel, your passion, what you're interested in, who you're interested in. You don't have to wait for people to come to you. It feels like whatever this obstacle has been here, that's been like a barrier, with that magic wand, it's like this is the magic wand that you're holding. And when you take your power into your hands, it opens up this wonderful space in between, which allows you to step through. And here's the 10 of wands. All this energy you've been investing towards love is changing. The 10 of wands is endings and new beginnings, of course. And it's like there's this something you've been really looking at is the energy you're investing in, the expectations of how love is supposed to come to you. Who are you supposed to be in love? Who are they supposed to be? Blah, 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 right? There's this realization of what's been sucking the life out of your love life and your love journey is all these stories, all these expectations, these rules around relationship that have been given to you all your life, right? And you've been weeding through them, going, no, I don't want this, I don't want that. And there's more of this freedom that comes instead of investing all of those 10 of wands and all this stuff trying to pursue love. It's like this magician card and all of this passion. I don't feel like it's towards a person. I feel like what spirit is saying is that letting go of all the pursuit of love, live the love that you are, doing the things that you're passionate about, igniting that, going and doing the things that you love. And in doing the things you love, you find other people that do the things you love, like best friends, but you also can find romance there. And this is what they're saying is, instead of all that energy being invested in trying to find love, it's all coming back to you and being expressed through you. And that is where you meet someone that is doing something they love and you're doing something you love and it's the same thing and there's this bond. This is the draw for you here. So I like that. And that's what's coming through you for angel blessings is this beautiful, beautiful I don't know, reorganization of your energy and where you're investing your passion. So I like that for you. And that is what's coming through right now. So many blessings for you. And then up next is a new Sri. Hello, new Sri. And you want to know Pisces thoughts and next actions towards you. Let's take a look here. All right. So, their thoughts they have right now, they've got the King of Wands, which there's this passion, there's this attraction, both like physically and energetically. But with the King of Wands, they pay attention to I don't want to say they pay attention to, they're just aware of, is a better way to say it, of their passions. And they're not like the Knight of Wands, which is like a young prince who has all their hormones going and they're just like, they act on it. The king knows how to, you know, draw in and bring that leash back in on their passions, and they know how to act upon them, and they're a little more um, not hesitant, but it's filtered, and they don't just act on it, right? It's thought out, if that makes sense. And their next actions, they've got the Three of Wands here, which is a change of direction. And whatever direction that they were headed, it's not going to be something that you're expecting, the next action. Because the Three of Wands is like with this new, I don't know, awareness in their life or whatever is happening in their life, they've got this change of direction. It's a switch up, right? So they had passion, they started moving and planned in a direction, but now they're planning on a different direction. And I'm not sure if it feels like it's towards you because we were asking that. But let me just make sure here. Is this movement towards or away? All right, we got the Queen of Cups. So this is intuition and a lot of emotion. She masters emotion. So I don't feel like it's a movement away. I feel like it's a realization of how they're feeling that comes up. That's what the Three of Wands is bringing in. It's the awareness of these deeper emotions because she can dive deep like a whale into the sea. She can dive deep into her emotions. So I feel like it's more towards you than it is away from you because there's discovery of more emotion, not discovery of a desert island in the bottom of the sea. They're like, no, they find a lot of emotion there. So I feel like that's what's happening here. It's just they're very controlled of their passion and movement. It's very methodical. It's like a king who has their plans. They make sure they don't just fly off the handle and make a decision. They think things out. They're very methodical, is what I feel. Which the Pisces, the Queen of Cups, is like, yeah, that's their emotion and everything. But they must have like an air moon or something where they're very methodical. A lot of air in their chart in specific areas or a planet, a significant planet in a house of air or something, because it feels very like nope, nope. They have a tight leash on their heart and on their also on their passions. So I was just looking. There's some dark clouds coming in. I love storms. All right, so Goldie, you are up next, and that's what they have for you, Nusri. If it suddenly goes out, I'll be back. That means lightning struck because I just heard loud thunder. I love storms though. All right, so Nusri, many blessings to you. And Goldie, you want to know Leo's feelings for you. Let's take a look here. What are Leo's feelings for you? Okay. All right. Well, we've got the 9 of Wands here, which does represent like an energetic barrier that's keeping them here from, like, moving through and getting toward it. I do like that they have the Magician card here, 'cause the Magician card does show that they are stepping into their power. They're realizing their passion, and they're gonna be able to move past this barrier, which will bring up the Ace of Pentacles, which is new opportunities in the outside world. So when we're talking about feelings, I don't feel like emotion, like love, kind of stuff. The Wands and the Magician energy feels more passion and attraction, physical attraction, energetic attraction coming in. But the Ace of Pentacles, I mean, it has to start somewhere, right? I mean, we usually don't get someone who's attracted in love with us, secure in the outside world, and great at communicating right off the bat, right? That's boring. We never get that. Who wants that? Yawn, yawn, right? But this is what's coming in. I feel like they are working on making movement, and I feel like November is a significant month for you guys. It just feels like with this Ace of Pentacles and this Magician being the number one, 11 really stands out to me here. Either October 11th or November or both. Possibly October 11th might be a big um, awareness of feelings, maybe, but or that's where they bust through the barrier of what's been holding them back, and you start to see this change. But I feel like November is a big month of movement and realization that comes in with that. So that's what's happening right now. A lot of passion, that can grow into emotion. And I don't have any alarms going off going, this is they just want to use you or anything like that. I feel like this is what they can offer, and they're putting energy to try to get through this barrier and to be able to act upon things. So that's kind of what is coming in right now. Not kinda. That is what's coming in right now. All right. So hang in there, Goldie. Many blessings to you. All right. And then Smooth Life, you're up next, and you like a general reading. Let's take a look here. All right. Let's see. What does Spirit wants you to know right now? Okay. Just put that in and it came right back out. We got the Four of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. And the Four of Cups is like this stable, emotional stability is a good word for it. Fours are a very solid number. And the Four of Cups is showing that you're finding this inner love, right? You've got the Three Cups of the outside world that are not fulfilling, they don't bring in a whole lot. But this Ace of Cups is sailing on in, and it's bringing you on your emotional waters, has been flooding in, which shows me that you've been working on increasing your self worth and your awareness of who you are. And the Ace of Pentacles tells us that too. The page is normally in search of the Ace of Pentacles, or the knight is in search of it. The page is the discovery that it exists, and it's about looking at your worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way, right? And so I feel like all of this is happening here. This Four of Cups is this inner, it's usually has someone bored with the Three of Cups, and the Ace of Cups is being offered off the screen from off the screen from the heavens, which is the Ace of Cups, the chalice, your higher love, and it is pouring in. And so I feel like that is what's been really helping with raising your love vibration, your self love vibration. And that is here, bringing in a new opportunity in the outside world. Could be love if you're looking for that. Um, it feels more like opportunity opening up, maybe the opportunity to meet someone, possibly if you're looking at, a new job, a new type of location to live, or, something like that, something where you felt unworthy of before. Now you're like, I'm going for it because I can. And you have this confidence in who you are and what you're worthy of receiving. And it's just jumped by leaps and bounds. And so, whatever this is that's coming up, whether there is the opportunity to meet someone or to get a job, or, like I said, anything, a new opportunity in the outside world, it's very much in your favor to go for it because you're in a totally new place than you have been before. So I like that. All right. So that's what they have for you. And then up next, we've got Anya Huya. Hello, hello. So are you meeting Jay the Virgo in person anytime soon? Let's take a look here based on today's current energies where we are at. No, not anytime soon. I I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at you, I'm laughing with you because you got the Knight of Pentacles, the slowest moving knight out of them all, and the Seven of Pentacles, which is both of these are patience cards. The last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. So, it just feels like slow moving, slow moving. Now, of course, when things are moving slow, that's usually an indication from us, this, you know, um, awareness. It's like a signal, is what I was trying to think of, that um, something's going slow on purpose for us, right? And that allows us to look at our self love, and we're able to look at what's going on inside of us, because when things slow down, it means our soul is like, okay, I've had enough of doing what I've done before and getting what I've gotten before. Lower vibrational energies bring in lower vibrational people, experiences, and blah blah blah, right? Relationships. It's like, I've had enough of that. So it slows things down so that it doesn't come in fast, and it gives you time to raise your vibration to where this doesn't attract that anymore, because like attracts like. And with you changing, this doesn't get drawn anymore. It starts drifting away, and you start drawing in something at a higher vibrational love that's more worthy of your heart. So I like it. It's like things are slow for a reason, on purpose, for a purpose. So just trust the timing, and while you're waiting, you can look at your own thoughts and beliefs about, the stories, the thoughts and beliefs you have around any limiting beliefs, restrictions you have around love, and then also looking at what relationships and emotions no longer serve you as well. So it's time for some cleaning out and some cleansing. And so that's what's coming in for you, Anya, right now. So many blessings to you. All righty. And then up next, we got Rhonda. Rhonda. Hey, Rhonda. So, can we see what you need to know at this time? Absolutely. Let's take a look here. All right, that's a lot of cards. Let me shuffle these up here. All right. So, Rhonda, what does Spirit want you to know right now? What is best for you to know at this time? Yeah, I see you got the Temperance card here and the Magician, two major arcana. So these are very important messages here. Of course, every message is important, but this is like major because it's major arcana, right? Temperance is something that's been taking a long time, going back and forth and back and forth. And normally the temperance is alchemy, and alchemy is starts off with a base metal, and each time it goes back and forth it becomes more and more closer to gold. But I'm hearing fool's gold, and it's like whatever promise, whatever this was trying to create, it's time here. The Magician, it's time to stop waiting and to start acting with the Magician. The Temperance card is, it's been taking forever, right? It's like, I don't know why they're showing me Jello, but after you mix Jello up and you put it in the refrigerator and you're waiting for it to be solid, and you're like, "This is supposed to be Jello, and why isn't it becoming solid? I need this to be Jello for the dessert that I'm going to be making." And it's still not solidifying. It's still not solidifying, and you find out all along it wasn't Jello; it was Kool-Aid. You were drinking the Kool-Aid. That's funny. And so it's not going to solidify. It's not going to be what it said it was supposed to be. Someone slipped in Kool-Aid into the Jello package. And it's like, oh. And so the Magician card comes in as stepping into your power. It's the divine masculine energy, whereas like the high priestess or the empress, are divine feminine, which is a chalice. It waits to be filled. The magician's like, no, movement forward. It takes action. It stops waiting for something to come to it because it's like, you know what? I've been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and you're not becoming what I need it to be. So, and you could stick the Kool-Aid in the freezer, it'll become solid, but it eventually thaws out and becomes liquid again, right? It's like, I want something solid, something like Jello at least. It's like, I can only be Kool-Aid. That's what I am. And I feel like you know what that's about. So that's what they have for you, Rhonda Rhonda. Hang in there, my dear. I like where it's headed because there's this freedom and this movement instead of stagnation feeling, right? Pouring out the old Kool-Aid that started to grow mold in it. If you've ever had it in a plastic pitcher and it's been there so long, it starts to have mold growing on it. That's what they're showing me. So, yeah. So something fresh. Pouring it out and starting and headed off into something more for you. I like it. So hang in there, my dear. Many blessings to you. And then Magana, you are up next. So, hey. So two of your friends, STSW, been talking a lot more with you nowadays. Oh, nice. Is any one of them actually taking interest in you? What are their intentions? Dun, 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 dun. All right, let's take a look here. We'll pull a card two cards for ST and these two for SW. Let's take a look here and see what we got. So ST, okay, and SW. So ST, we've got the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Cups. So I do feel like here, this is like a divine partnership, right? They're both I'm sorry, it's the Knight. I was thinking it was the King, but the Knight is at the behest of the Queen of Cups. The Queen goes, I want this Ace of Cups, someone quest for me. And the Knight goes, I will quest for you, because that's what knights do, right? So I feel like there is this romantic with cups being emotion and the Knight of Cups offering and bringing romance. I feel like they are taking an interest in you and that there is this movement. SW? No. I know. We got Temperance, which is a long, 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 long time. But we've got three cups here, and we've got three cups here, which is not committed. This is someone that would like multiple partners. There's a third party always here, and I don't feel like they commit. I feel like they're pouring the temperance is usually two cups going back and forth, but this one has three cups, and it's so fitting this comes out together. So SW, they might be interested, but they're not interested in an exclusive relationship, if you know what I mean. Um, but ST feels more honorable with their intentions. um, I feel like SW. It's not that they. I feel it's more passion than emotion with all of this. So ST um, feels like they do have this desire here. I almost feel like SW is like hot, like they're attractive, and so they're always, have these different love interests. Where I think ST, it feels more honorable, and there's a big rainbow that just appeared in the sky. So I like that. So that's what's coming in, Magana. So many blessings to you. And then Marie Jones. Hello, hello, Marie. I am well. I hope you are well. And will you successfully pass your driver's license this year? Let's take a look here. What does Spirit wants you to know? Based on current energies. Okay. Yeah, there's some fear here, right? And they had it in my head already. We were going to talk about fear because they were reminding me of my mom who when she moved to Idaho. Idaho? Yeah, they're in Idaho. I was thinking not Iowa, it's the other I word, Idaho. Um and she went to take the test, and they had it on a computer test, right? And my mom's like, she just turned 80, or she's about to turn 80. Um, and so computers and stuff she does so well. She uses a smartphone, she gets on a computer and stuff, but high test anxiety, fear of failing, right? And so when it would appear on the screen, and it would tell you if you got wrong. And so she would be going fine until she got one wrong, and then she'd start to panic. And what happens when we panic? Our little inner child shuts off our intelligence. It knocks away our smart side of us, right? The knowledgeable part that learned all the driver's license testing stuff, and our compassion and our loving side, because it goes into survival mode. And so it doesn't want you to think. And so that doesn't fare well. And she downward spiraled. And she did it a couple times. And she was just like, maybe I don't need a driver's license. Maybe I'll just take a taxi and or have people take me around. And when we had a chat about fear, and I was like, what are you fearing? Because when that's what's taking you in there, you know, who cares what people think? I gave her an attitude. I could just have an attitude. Well, it's nobody else's business. You get to decide. And then I also, Spirit was like, ask him if you can do it in paper form instead of computer, because it sounds like the computer is what's freaking you out, that you are finding out as you're going along. And they did. They allowed her to take a paper test, and they graded it, and she passed. And so I feel like that's important for you to know. It's like, that you will pass it just, you have to kind of look at with the devil card, that's looking at our thoughts and beliefs and fears. And the page of swords is all about seeing things from a higher perspective and cutting away our fears. So very much here, it's like you have the total intelligence and ability to pass it, with no worries. But it is about getting out of your head, out of the fears, and that gives you access to your brilliant mind, and you're able to. So I like that for you, Marie. And that's what's coming through. So many blessings to you. All right. And Mia, you are up next. Hello, hello. So I am well. I hope you are doing well. And your question is, well, F, express something in words that will surprise you. All right, let's take a look here and see if we can see if there is, and if so, what it is. What it is. Oh. Interesting. So we do have the Empress here, which is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, sensuality, this sharing of it's like a new birth. It's this very nurturing type of approach. I feel like that would surprise you, that they would actually say this. I mean, I do feel like they do, because you've got both the Six of Swords, which is communication. It's equal, three on each side, movement from old ways of talking to new ways of speaking. And the Justice card is the balancing of their fears and seeing things from a different perspective. So I feel like what they actually share, um, your attractiveness, and how they're drawn to you, just this really nurturing type of loving. I almost feel like, instead of a raven, almost feels like a lovebird is what they're showing me. And it's like, really? Really? And I like this. I just feel like it's a that definitely would shock you. You're like, what the heck? What happened? But I just feel like there's whatever energy they're in, that they just feel like sharing some stuff with you. Now, try not to get too used to it. I know, right? Don't don't ruin it for me, Zen. I'm like, but Spirit wants me to tell you. Because it's like they're like a rubber band. They will step up and express and then withdraw. And you're like, where'd you go? You were like all lovey-dovey and blah, blah, blah. And then you flew the coop. Where are you at? But that's them. They will get brave enough to express themselves and then step back, get brave enough and step back. So that's what it is. So just be aware of that. And that's what they have for you, Mia Mia. So yeah, interesting, right? But at least you're ready for it. You're like, enjoy it and appreciate it for what it is, and then just let them be and express themselves. Because a big piece of why they do that, just so you know, is they're growing their self-esteem, they're growing their self-worth. And if you don't love yourself a whole lot, you can't express love a whole lot to others or receive love from others, because we can only give and receive love from humans to the extent we love ourselves and we are feeling that, right? So if I love myself that much, it's going to drip out and drip in. But if I expand it, then that expands my ability to give and receive love, right? So that's what's going on with F. So there we go. All right, Mia Mia, that's what they have for you now. So many blessings to you. And then Alex, hello, hello. You want to know R's feelings for you? Let's take a look here and see what's going on with R. What are R's current feelings? Okay. Well, they definitely have a lot of deep feelings here. And the Queen of Cups, she rules over waters, given all the queens are given a second portion of water. So not only does she co rule with emotions and cups with the king, she's the master of emotion. So she can dive deeper into emotion than anyone, like deep into the 20 leagues under the sea, which is where their feelings are. It's like, can they bubble to the surface, please? Anything, anything? Well, the good news, if you want to call it good news, it's news. Ace of Pentacles is there's opportunities for them that are coming up for them to express these emotions. So I do feel like they have some deep emotions with that. And the Ace of Pentacles does show that they're going to actually um, materialize in the outside world to where you're able to see it in through your eyes or hear it or whatever, but you're able to witness some of that love being expressed. You're like, wait, I think I saw some. That's what's coming in. I know, hallelujah, right? It's so deep. They feel so deep that, and I feel like they've expressed emotions in the past and it didn't go well. Um, as far as from their point of view, that it wasn't reciprocated, they were made fun of or manipulated by it. So that's why they kind of hesitate in sharing their emotions. But I feel like here comes the Ace of Pentacles. Like October, I feel October, that you'll see a sign and go, "Oh, I think I saw it." So that's what's coming in, Alex. So many blessings to you. All right. And up next, we got Shirley Mador. Hey, Shirley. Thank you for the rose and the four-leaf clover. And you just learned about a part-time job. All right. You're interested in a small community center. Will they eventually offer you the job? All right. Let's take a look here. See what does Spirit want you to know here about that job. Okay. I feel like something's unfolding here. You actually got 4 cards. So it's 1, 2, okay, and 3, 4. All right. I like all this. There is this balancing that's coming in here. I do feel that they do with the Page of Pentacles, because here comes this new opportunity coming in. There's just some inner conflict that you're working through, some balancing of your heart and mind, because you do have the King of Cups, which rolls over emotion, but all the kings are given a second portion of air. So that's a balancing of heart and mind. And usually, like the Five of Swords, so you'll have like an Ace of Swords and your heart and your mind battling in here. But I feel like you balance things out, and things do come to fruition here. A lot of it has to do, as far as timing, is about the Chariot card here, which is your power of choice, right? And we talk about this a lot on this channel because it's such a huge thing that impacts our life, that we're the ones that are the co-create with the creator, but we're the ones that take the lead. What? I know. It's a brand new news, right? We thought, "Oh, the creator is the one doing everything and we're just along for the ride." They're like, "No, they're listening to us." What thoughts we're choosing, what stories we're putting around situations, what emotions we're choosing to feel, where we're investing our energy. Am I focusing on my fears or am I focusing on what I'm grateful for? What physical actions am I taking? Am I focusing all of that on choices of unconditional love or fear? And if I'm focusing on fear, I get more of that. If I focus on gratitude, I get more of that, right? And so the chariot shows that it's a victory card. It's just a matter of how fast it comes to you and how fast it unfolds is dependent upon what are you focusing on. Gratitude for what you do have in your life, gratitude for the opportunities, trust that things are going to unfold. I like all this for you. And it feels like they will, with all of those cards, especially Page of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. And again, you got the Magician card coming out, which is where you focus your energy is what you help create. So it's like, you know what? I am worthy of this, right? And if you haven't checked out my Take 10 with Zen, episodes 4 and 5, it does talk about how we use our energy and some subconscious beliefs that so much of humanity grows up with, this out of balance giving and receiving, and our ability to receive. Like, I have to give 1,000 love coins to get one back. There's some things you can do to help speed things up and draw things to you as well, and they're less than 10 minutes each. So if you want to check those out, those can also help. So I like it for you, Shirley. It looks like a thumbs up. So it's a matter of timing is up to you, though. So I like it. That's where we want the power in your hands, not someone else. So many blessings to you, my dear. And then up next, we've got Swaroop Bobby. Hello, hello. You'd like a career reading? So let's take a look here. All right. What do we have here? All right. Well, we do have, first of all, coming up here, you've got the Knight of Cups, which is movement. All knights are movement. And both the cups and swords are like the middle, intermediate speed of movement. Of course, the horse on fire, the Knight of Wands, is like the fastest moving one, right? But this is shows movement in your career. It just takes some looking here. You've got the Four of Wands, which is joy, celebration, balanced energy. It's a very solid foundation. And I feel like if you're just stay consistent with the energy that you're investing in your career, you're going to be seeing movement coming in here. You have the Moon card too, which the Moon card is the hidden, the unknown, connecting to the spirit world. I feel like the moon is significant for your career progression here, though. We are heavily influenced by the moon's energy. And, especially where you have water in your chart, if you're a water sign or water moon, all of that just expands the impact into our lives. And being aware of the energies of the moon help you understand other individuals. And I know it seems uh, maybe weird that moon energy with career, but it's it allows you to understand everyone's mood swings, because entire humanity is impacted by the moon, all in different ways, depending on where it lines up in our chart with, activating different things within us. But as a collective, we are influenced. I put out a video every Monday, Moon Day Mondays, that talk about where the moon is going through each week, because over a month, it goes through the entire zodiac. So every 2 to 3 days, it transitions into a new sign. I also talk about other energies, and it can help you understand the forecast, understand the atmosphere. So if you're like, wow, like this airy super full moon we had the last couple days, it's like, well, people are going to be like, whoa, emotions are going to be expanded superly, and with Aries, fire, fire. So some people might, be a little combative right off the bat. And if you realize this is the environment, everyone's a little testy, or can be, then if you expect it, you're not surprised by it, and you don't react to it. So you can remain calm while everyone else is freaking out. And what does that do? That makes you stand out, right? In a positive way. Around a water moon, everyone's emotional and down, can be down. It's like our emotions are really expanded. So if you go in happy and joyful and spreading joy, you help spread joy. And that, what does that do? It makes you stand out. So I see how they're saying you can use the moon energy forecast to understand what the atmosphere is, and you're able to um, adjust to it and like ride the wave instead of getting hit by the wave. And that's impressive. So that's what's coming in, Sorup. I like it. There is movement, and that makes sense too with it, being the Knight of Cups with the movement. The movement of emotion is important. And with focusing on that Four of Wands, which is joy, 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 if we have a positive attitude, it really sticks out. I'm not talking about being like extreme overboard where it's like, it's okay, we're everything's gonna be great. It's like just having a positive attitude, like, you know what? We've been through worse, everybody, right? Let's rally together. We got this, right? We got it, right? You know, it's really not pretending something's not there. It's, adjusting the attitude around it. So I like that for you, Swaroop. So many blessings to you. That's what they have for you right now. And then Cynthia Brito, hello, Cynthia. So does Eric still want a serious relationship romantically with you, or are you really over? All right, let's take a look here. See what spirit wants you to know here. And what do we have here? Well, looks like they're still kind of deciding here. Let me see what's on the other side here. Okay. So we've got here, it's like the Two of Swords here, right? The Two of Swords is what is telling me that they're going back and forth. And I see here, it's not, these are not two people. At first I thought, what? They better not be. I'm gonna have to get out my voodoo dolls and take care of them. I'm just kidding. I really don't have voodoo dolls. But you got the Empress, which is the mother, nurturer, this side of things. This is when their heart is deciding, they see what a wonderful nurturer and sensuality and this wonderful birthing and um, abundance that this feels like when they allow their heart to feel it. But when they get into their head, which the Two of Swords is all about, battling between the heart and the head for them. And if they close their eyes and open their heart, they feel this. But when they open their eyes and they think with their head, the Queen of Swords balances heart and mind, but it's more leaned toward the mind because she rolls over the swords. So it's like they're still going back and forth. And when their mind kicks in, which has fears, then it's like, oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh, but when they let their heart feel, then they're like, oh wow, but I really enjoy this, right? So I feel like they're going back and forth right now with their decision making right now, Cynthia. The energies don't tell me one way or another. And that usually happens either because it hasn't been happened yet. They're looking at things from a higher perspective with the judgment card. So they are judging things of what they're wanting to do. Um, and I feel like their fears got the best of them. And that's when they go into fight or flight, they flee. They're not a fighter, which is good, um, because we don't want someone who's like this, abusive person, right? We want the fleer. If you're in fear, run. Don't fight, please. um, for them. And but I feel like they're going in between. And I was saying, like, it usually happens for two reasons. One is that they haven't made a decision. And the other thing, things kind of are at a pause when it's time for us to look at our own fears. What's the battle going on back and forth in our own mind and heart? What have our own fears caused us to maybe to lash out? or to withdraw, right? Because when we feel our inner child feels unsafe or out of control, it will attack or it'll run away or hiss and attack and then run away, right? And so it's time for you to really look at, do you want a serious relationship with yourself, right? Because that's where everything points us back to. The mirrors you see in Eric are what you've asked them to show about you and yourself. And so when you look at that and go, oh, where are my fears? Where are my insecurities? And then you can look at those, and then that's where freedom comes, and then the pressure comes off. Because when there if and Eric had a ton of supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts that were already in his head before he met you. And so when he met you, when everything unfolded, right, they do have this fear of disappointing and not living up to those expectations, regardless if you say and mention anything anyway. And so they already have this fear of not living up to this high bar that he has set for himself. And so unconditional love goes a long way of appreciating and being grateful for who someone is and not who someone's not being. But I don't see the decision they're making yet, and it's because it's time for you to look at your own self and understand what's going on inside of you. And that's the whole reason for the mirror. Otherwise, the mirror will keep reflecting back things over and over and over again until we realize them, right? Because I know that from my life experience too. So hang in there, Cynthia. That's what they have for you right now, my dear. And I think is your baby getting ready to be born soon, isn't it? I think so. I always thought it was going to be born earlier. Now I'm probably late. That was months ago, brother Zen. But many blessings to you and your little ones. All right, Alice, you are up next. So I only have a few more to go here, and then I'll be posting. I'll be going on at 6 p.m. So in a little over an hour from now. So Alice, you'd like to know if it still has access, to your photos after you deleted them. Let's take a look here. You know, I believe they do here, because with the devil card and the ace of swords, this does represent communication and technology, and so I do feel here that there is some rattling in it, and they have access to them because it's something that, you know, this is also you. It's designed for you to face this, right? So, if there's fear about photos being shared or have them having access to things, that's definitely devil card energy, where they're shaking and rattling your cage, showing you your fears, showing you things that can be released. Ace of Swords does the same thing. This allows you to see things from a higher perspective and cut away things. And our fears with anything is, what will people think if things get shared, if people gossip about us, all this stuff, right? And what's wonderful is the freedom that comes from facing those fears. Because it's like, you've ever see the movies where people have blackmail stuff, and they're like, you better do this and this and this, or we're gonna release it to the press, and they're like, and they go before the press and they share everything with the press themselves, and then the blackmail, they're all, boom, what do you have now? They take away the power. And if it's like, I don't care, share it with everybody, it's going to say more about you than it is with me. If they're like, and people aren't going to be, I can't believe you sent that, because everyone knows people send stuff to everywhere. If it's that kind of photo or whatever it is, it's like, it doesn't matter, right? It's like, it is what it is. And if they feel like sharing it with anyone else, it's like, you know what, it doesn't, you are the one that gets to create the story and what it means. Everyone will create their own story, and everyone, if you'll realize in life, all the worry we have about what people will think, everyone's worrying about what we think about them, not so much about thinking about us. It's like how the human society works. Everyone is like, worried about what is everyone thinking of me? They're like, but did you see this? And I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. But what are people thinking about me? It's usually the human condition. If we're in unconditional love, people won't care. If people are in fear, they're just caring about themselves and their own survival. So it's really not as dangerous or bad or as bad a thing as our mind thinks it will be. So release the fear, face the fear, understand the fear. What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? What people will think, what people will say, you know? And and you also know it's like one of the big things, or a big aha in my life was when I was like, well, so who are they when I think, what will they think? I'm like, well, like my friends and my family who truly love me will take my side. They will understand where I'm coming from. They will want to defend me because they know me, right? They know who I am. So my true friends, my true supporters will always be like, we know you. Blah, blah, blah. That's the people like, what about the people that don't know me? Well, if the people that don't know me are making opinions about me without knowing me or the whole story, then that's not really a great opinion anyway. It's a very sporadic, unstable opinion. And why would I care what those people think? Because they're making poor decisions. So it's like, wow. And it really freed me up to go, yeah, why do I care about what stupid people think? They're being stupid, jumping to conclusions without knowing all the facts. Stupid. That's what had to happen in my head to go release my care about what these stupid opinions are. Maybe the people aren't stupid, but their opinions are because um, they don't have all the facts, right? So hopefully that helps, Alice. That's what's coming in, my dear. But I feel like they do. But it is designed to help you release, just to go, I don't care. I'm not going to be, held hostage by fear anymore. So I like it. All right. So many blessings to you. And then Sahara Rose, hi. So you ended a situationship, I like that, friendship with Jay a few years ago. Has he finally gotten the message and moved on? Let's take a look here. See what's going on with Jay. Was the message received? Yeah, I do see here. I understand why you're saying it took a while, didn't it? But we definitely have here with the Seven of Pentacles is the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit, and the fruit has arrived. So they have moved on. We've got the Page of Wands. They have a new passionate interest in their lives. The Nine of Pentacles shows that they are in this independent kind of, the nine is the hermit's number on their own here. And we even have the Three of Pentacles, which is them being true to their authentic selves. So they've gone on their little journey. Things finally, with that Seven of Pentacles, and finally is a judgment word. It's they eventually, the fruit grew when it was perfect for them, for their life. And I do feel like they have moved on with all of these, because the nine is very much an independence card. So they're not feeling the codependency like they had before. And they really have learned to be true to themselves. So it was a good mirror that both of you learned a lot from each other. And, because what you think of them is the mirror about what you see something of yourself in that, right? And they did the same. And so there's been this great, um, I don't know, just evolution. And they've gone their direction, and you've gone yours. So very much so. So that's what they have. So I like that for you. All right. And then the final reading for this session, and I apologize if I missed anyone. I tried to go through all of the chat and withdraw out. Um, so I did do that. I think there was someone that asked for if they could be added to the free reading, but I didn't see a question. So any of you that I missed, big apologies. But in an hour, less than an hour, I'll be starting my 6 p.m. Mountain Time um, evening session. So please jump in there. I'll be as soon as I finish this, I'll be posting the announcement of that live. You can jump into the chat early and post your question as well. All right. So, Melissa Hadzik, hello, dear. All right. So, you want to know, did D ever dream or think about being in a relationship with you? All right. Let's take a look here. Did they dream? Dream, dream, dream. All right. Let's take a look here, see what we got. Yeah. I'm sorry. Wow. But yes, they did, because they had the Knight of Swords, which they went back and forth between their head and their heart. And they had the Knight of Cups, which there was this temptation to move on their emotions. You know, the knights are movement cards. And on the other, because they were at a fork in the road, and the other one was about the choices and this movement that they had here. And I feel like they were, it's interesting. I don't feel like they had a choice from their perspective. It was going back and forth like I could, but I feel like they, with this chariot, usually it's them becoming aware of it's my thoughts, my beliefs, my mindsets, my choice of emotions, my choice of action, my choice of intentions. But I felt like they felt that their hands were tied in a situation. So whatever this was, or like they felt like something was holding them back. Either, it was their inner child around worth, or there was something, I feel like it was something in the outside world, kind of both. The spirit's going, man, a little bit of both, of worthiness, but also I felt like they had commitments, maybe distance, maybe they were unsure of where they were going to live or do, or what was happening next, and or they were married, or they were with someone, or whatever this is. It just felt like they, fear had their hands tied, but they also felt committed. They felt um, unstable in what was happening next in their life, and so they didn't know what to do. So I do feel like they did, definitely. But whatever this was keeping them restricted, and like they didn't feel like they had a choice then. So that's what they have for you, Melissa. So hopefully that resonates there for you. And thank you guys again so much for all your love and all your support. I You still have time, of course, to get into the drawing for the my giveaways for the month of September. There's a link in the playlist for my giveaways, and that you'll see the September monthly. It will be the most recent video in there, so you can get in there. Still, you have until midnight tonight, or until I close it down tomorrow morning, um, after my morning session, probably. Yeah, because tomorrow's October 1st. So be sure to check that out. And if you want any more messages of love from above, check out my playlist. I've got a ton of pick a cards around all sorts of subjects: relationships, money, everything else. I also have Moon Day Mondays that talk about the energy of the moon for the week. And then my Take 10 with Zen, which are short videos about different subjects connecting with spirit, ourselves, where I answer questions from my subscribers. So be sure to check those out. Those are all free. And I will see you guys soon. So until then, much love to you. You hang in there, and you take care of yourselves.